One.
Good morning, KCM. I am going to talk to you briefly here to give you a financial update through the second quarter of this fiscal year 2020. Before I get into that, though, I want to hope that all of you are doing well, you're following the proper protocols, keeping yourself safe, and following all procedures that's recommended. One of the things that I just want to emphasize right now, as far as the facility reopening, we're still going to subscribe by the policies according to the state and local government. Right now, most facilities that are open are practicing social distancing. Since we can't do that, well, we're not going to do that. So we're still going to wait for the word and wait to see if those policies change before we actually start to meet. So if anybody knows, if there's any, right now I don't have any anticipated date when we're going to be able to meet physically again. So hopefully in the interim, you all know that we're still active, we're just not together. You got the website, you have the phone numbers, and please don't think because we don't meet that KCM is dormant. We're not, we're always here for you, we're just a phone call away. So just want to emphasize that. And please, if there anything anybody needs, let me or one of the elders know as soon as possible, and we will take care of it. What I want to do now for just the next few minutes is that explain a few things of how the elders, the board of directors, we manage the finances. We meet, of course, the previous year, we met last year, set a budget for this fiscal year, which runs from January to December. And the elders and the board, we meet once a quarter to review what we budgeted and what's actually happened. So this report is going to be an update on the finances, what the elders would discuss, the finances as of 30 June this year. All these numbers I'm going to give you are based on everything that's transpired financially from up to 30 June. With that being said, I'll start with the positive. Our actual income to this date, the tithes and offerings has been received, is $75,800. And I want to pause there and just personally thank you as the pastor and on behalf of the elders. Thank you for your continued financial support. We understand that we don't meet, and I'm glad that people are mature enough to know that meeting is not all that there is to church. So we understand that it does take finances to run a church, and I humbly thank you for the support that we've received and the continued support that you continue to give to KCM financially. Now, out of this $75,800, we've actually spent $18,800. So our expenses through June was only $18,800. Which leaves a balance of $57,060 approximately. Now I'm going to break down a few of the expenses right now because there's still some expenses you may or may not know about, but you have the right to know anything that you desire about how the finances is being managed. So the biggest expense that we've had so far was to pay off the rest of the rent for the Unity Chapel. That came to $7,800. That contract ended in April. So we're not paying Unity Chapel anything anymore. That contract is over. And we did contract with Fuller Center, the rec center. That we paid the entire rent for a year for the Bible study and the morning worship service in the Baby Rock, the building in the rear. That came to $5,730. Now understand, we spent $5,730 for a year lease. However, right now, because we're not meeting, that the start date for that contract is not begun. So we're not like losing money because we're not meeting. Those expenses start, that contract begin, and the duration of it is 1 year from when we actually start to meet. So in essence, we prepaid our lease for an entire year whenever we start at the Fuller Center. So that's one thing that we've done, and it's been taken care of. don't have to worry about that for the rest of this year. And the last thing I want to cover, we're not really an expense, but we've been able to transfer of all the money that came in. So for $68,000 has gone into the savings. We're not calling it the building fund yet because we don't have a building, but we're saving this money here to get with a goal of $500,000 so we can get the loan to begin this building process. So $68,000 in the first year is gone into the savings account. I've covered the expenses, I've covered the revenue, and the last thing I want to cover here is that the current, one thing, and understand this is current as of 30 June. We have two accounts. We have a checking account and a savings account. Right now in our savings account, in our checking account, we have approximately $4,000. And we don't need a lot of money there because we don't have a lot of expenses. So $4,000 are currently in the checking right now, and this is the good news, and this is where our goal, we have to measure our goal is where we are. We got $330,708 in the savings account as of 30 June. And what happens, the Treasury transfers that money periodically. As the money comes in, we look at what we need to spend, what little we need to spend. If not, we're putting the bulk of it in there. So if you actually look at this, out of the approximately $76,000 that came in, $68,000 of that has gone into savings. So we're stashing away, we're diligently saving money as accurately as possible, and we're still trying to meet the objective by the end of next calendar year, which is also the end of our next fiscal year, to have $500,000 in our savings account so we can start to break ground and get our building project begin. So this basically covers our financial update. You will receive another one if we're not meeting at the end of the next quarter, which will be at the end of September, if I'm not mistaken. And this will be periodic, whether we meet face to face or I record it and get it to you. And if there's any questions, you can email me, you can call, you can send an email on the church website, and I will get you an answer or explain anything that anybody has questions about. But right now I just want to thank you because the people are outstanding. We're still getting support even though we're not meeting, and that speaks volumes. That shows the maturity of the ministry and the people that have faith in God and display that faith through KCM. So on behalf of the elders and myself, we thank you very much. Have a very blessed day, and we are here for you.